Oh, this is weird. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll play Trump's response to it, and then I'll play Josh Shapiro talking about it. Apparently, the what's it called? The governor's mansion was attacked by an arson, which is pretty crazy. Here, let's hear Trump talk about it briefly, very briefly, and then I'll go to Josh Shapiro. He had a little press conference on the whole thing.
You'll have some very good proposals very soon.
Last question, sir. Have you attributed a motive, sir? Have you attributed a motive through the FBI investigation behind the attack on Governor Josh Shapiro over the weekend?
No, I haven't, but the attacker was not a fan of Trump, I understand, just from what I read and from what I've been told. The attacker basically wasn't a fan of anybody. It's probably just a whack job. And certainly a thing like that cannot be allowed to happen.
Okay. Oh, you're saying he tried to ask Caitlin Collins why Trump always talks to her? He'll find out soon if he talks to Caitlin Collins long enough. He talks to her long enough, he'll figure out exactly why Trump talks to her like that. Let's hear Josh Shapiro talk about this whole thing.
Good afternoon. Last night at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning, while my family and I were asleep upstairs here at the governor's residence, one of the state troopers assigned to our detail banged on our door, woke us up and told us we had an emergency and needed to leave immediately. Together, we secured all of our children, our 2 dogs, our family that was staying with us, and the troopers safely evacuated us from the governor's residence. Last night, we experienced an attack not just on our family, but on the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania here at the governor's residence. I want to thank the Pennsylvania State Police for safely evacuating our family, for their bravery last evening, and for their careful leadership of this investigation. I want to thank Harrisburg Fire and their chief, who was personally on the scene and spent time with me and my family last night. He and the other firefighters from Harrisburg ran toward danger to help keep us safe and quickly putting out the fire. I want to thank the Capitol Police for assisting the Pennsylvania State Police last night in ensuring everything was orderly. I want to thank the FBI and our federal partners for their assistance. I spoke a couple hours ago with Director Kash Patel of the FBI. He promised all of the resources of the federal government. He was extremely kind and courteous and thoughtful in his conversation with me. And I thanked him and the women and men of the FBI and the President of the United States for their support. I especially want to thank your local district attorney, Fran Chardo. Fran is someone I've known for 20 years in public service, an outstanding leader in law enforcement. You'll hear from him in a few moments. Lori and I are overwhelmed by the prayers and the messages of support that we've received from all across Pennsylvania and all across the United States. We've heard from our fellow governors and first spouses. We've heard from several of the former governors of Pennsylvania. We've heard from so many friends and loved ones. And we've heard from so many caring citizens of this great Commonwealth. I want you all to know that your prayers lift us up. And in this moment of darkness, we are choosing to see light. And we appreciate the light that you have shined upon us. Pennsylvania State Police, led by Colonel Christopher Paris, will brief on the specifics of what transpired. But we do know that this attack was targeted. We don't know the person's specific motive yet, but we do know a few truths. First, this type of violence is not okay.
I will say one thing. It was okay when they were doing it to Elon. This guy's a big not Trump supporter. Was almost going to run with Kamala Harris. He was supposed to be your vice president. It was pretty okay when it was happening to Elon Musk. Just saying.
This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other, directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay. And it has to stop. We have to be better than this. And we have a responsibility to all be better. Second, if this individual was trying to deter me from doing my job as your governor, rest assured I will find a way to work even harder than I was just yesterday for the good people of Pennsylvania. Here's a third truth. If he was trying to terrorize our family, our friends, the Jewish community who joined us for a Passover Seder in that room last night, hear me on this. We celebrated our faith last night proudly.
Bro, that's not why they did it, man. They did it because you're in the government and they don't like you and your policies. That's more than likely why they did it. It irks me when black people do it. It irks me when anybody does it. Don't try and make it that thing. That's not what happened. You're the governor, and you're not a good governor. Imagine Gavin Newsom trying to make that connection. Oh, is that why you came after me? No, it's because you're a terrible guy. Because you're a terrible guy. That's why they would go after Gavin Newsom. I don't support that. I'm just saying. Same with this guy. You know? He was supposed to run with Kamala Harris. They didn't pick him, though. Of course, people speculated the same thing that he's trying to speculate now. But it was actually because he was too strong of a candidate and he would have overshadowed Kamala, and they needed someone that was softer, and that's why they went with Tim Walz. But this happened because you're in the government. That's why that happened. Obviously. No one knew about the family that was there. Who would know about that? You think regular people know? Regular people don't know when Passover is. Not even regular people. People who, you know what I mean? No one knows. No one knew it was your holiday, bro. You're in the government. You're not doing the greatest of things. And all in all, Pennsylvania just seems, I don't want to say bad, but bad things keep happening there. Trump almost died there. You know? Seems like it's not all hunky-dory in that place. And there was a person that put in a complaint about him being complicit in what happened to Trump. You know that? But it's just a complaint, so it didn't really hold any weight. And there's nothing that formed about it, which is why I didn't make a video about it. But somebody was speculating that. He wishes he was black. Then he wouldn't have white guilt. Oh, man. I got to tell you, not having that white guilt, it's pretty damn sweet. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, you know? I hear some black people, they're like, we're black, we can't even be racist. And I'm like, really? Wow. It's fantastic. I mean, this is kind of a good deal. And they keep asking, when was America great? What? right now. Black people can't be racist? We have no white guilt? This sounds like a pretty solid gig we got going on. Bring back DEI, and that's perfect. Oh, man. But all in all, not a funny situation. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy that happened. A lot of people are getting comfortable. And see, and that's the thing, right? That's the thing. I'm in the club, no guilt. That's the thing. Yeah, you're right. That's the thing about this. Again, he had no problem. You weren't hearing all this. This has to stop. You weren't hearing that when the Tesla dealerships were getting lit up and regular people in Pennsylvania were getting stopped because of their Teslas. All over America, it's been happening. We're getting stopped. We're getting keyed. We're getting smashed. We're getting harassed. You didn't hear all that. But now when it happens to him, now he's like, this needs to stop. You got to think about that. That's why it's so important when you see stuff like that kicking off, as Democrats, they should be standing up and saying, hey, this needs to stop. This shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't condone this type of stuff, but you condoned it. So many Democrats have been asked, hey, will you say that you do not condone what's happening to Tesla? And they'll be like, oh, sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Bye-bye. They'll elbow the guy in the face and walk away. And now all of a sudden that stuff's happening on your side. Now it's not cool. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't think it was cool either. Well, now that he said it, it will probably stop. The mainstream media will follow suit. Very possible. Very possible. Yep. I definitely hear that. We'll see. You know, he'll say it first, then the rest of the Democrats will start condemning it, and then the mainstream. That's how it always happens. It's a trickle-down effect. So then the Democrats will start saying it, then you'll see on MSNBC and everything like that, they'll be like, you just can't be violent. You just can't be doing things like that. That's how it really goes. It's ridiculous. But glad that he's safe. Glad that his family's safe. Sam family doesn't deserve that. He might be not the best politician, but his family is just a family. So at least they made it out. Everything's good. But they're standing in front of the place. That place is lit up. Just lit up. It's such a great idea because I thought of it. What are you Trump over there? But yeah, that place is lit up. Glad he made it out. Glad that he's all good. But he should be condemning what's happening to Tesla, random people who own Teslas. That would be pretty smart as well. And maybe now that he's felt a little bit of heat, no pun intended, maybe he'll start to do that. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. He should have done that a month ago, right? Right?